서울, 대전, 대구, 부산,
Yeah,
찍고.
yeah. Oh my God, it's been a while since I heard that.
안녕하세요. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Tae.
And this is Gibson, and welcome back to another episode of
Almost Korean.
All right, so what are we talking about today, Tae?
Today, we're going to be talking about traveling in Korea.
Okay, traveling in Korea.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we've traveled a good amount.
I would say
while
so.
we're here.
Yeah. You've been here quite a bit now, and so have I.
Yeah. I mean, living in Pyeongtaek, we need to kind of get out of here and
Definitely.
explore a little bit. As much as I love this, living here.
Yeah.
Kind of quiet, countryside, but there's a lot more to see and to do in Korea. And not just Seoul and Busan, but there's other cities that we've been to, right?
And there's a lot of different places we can talk about because, I think you've explored quite a bit, up north as well as to the east, right? To your hometown area. And I've had about 2 years of my time in Korea living down in Daegu, which is another major city, by the way, but doesn't get brought up as much to some of these other cities.
Tell me a little bit about Daegu. I've never been there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've never been there.
So, man, Daegu.
You were stationed there.
I was stationed there.
3 years?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years. So it's funny because initially, there was a bit of an issue with where exactly we're going to end up, working out of. And then there was a back and forth. So we weren't quite sure if it was going to be Daegu. Ended up being that. It wasn't our first choice because our main focus was, hey, we want to be close to our family. My family lives up north in Seoul. So it wasn't our preferred choice. However, it actually, warmed up to us real quick. So Daegu is still a big city. I think it's like the fourth biggest city in Korea, population-wise. Has about just under 3 million people. And the scale is a lot smaller than Seoul, but it's still a big enough city that it's got everything you need. And where we lived, we were kind of like in the center of the city. And then the installation was also very conveniently located. So everything was in walking distance. And there was a region called Dongseongro, which is like the Gangnam equivalent of Daegu. And that was like 10 minutes walking distance from us through a subway station. So that was our routine route where my family did a lot of stuff. You could have like date nights, very easy to go out and have food, drinks, come back home very easily. So yeah, I have very fond memories of it.
You said it's walking distance to the base?
The base, I mean, technically you could, but I wouldn't quite call it walking distance.
Okay.
It was about 1.5 miles-ish.
Is it still kind of, how Camp Humphreys, it's really hard to walk in unless
Correct.
where you would live to be able to walk. Even if you walk into the base, from
Right.
the gate to anywhere,
Correct.
any kind of building, you need to take a shuttle or a cab
Absolutely.
ride. So how big is the base?
So Daegu is a little bit different. Just Camp Humphrey is just like one giant installation.
It's a giant,
Right.
It's a little city.
Now the way Daegu is they have like a cluster of small bases. They have Camp Walker, they have Camp Henry, and then they have Camp George, and they actually have another one a little bit outside in the countryside called Camp Carroll. But the small 3 clusters that I just mentioned, they're closely located. I would say about 5 minutes
Okay.
driving,
So
from one another.
they are separate bases.
They are
Okay.
separate. Yep.
Interesting.
However, they're convenient enough, like close enough, and because they're like right in the middle of the city, you kind of get to explore the Korean local economy quite a bit,
Okay.
and you're not too separated from, the rest, just like how it is in Camp Humphreys.
Is it easy to get around? Because I feel like in Camp Humphreys, you would at least have to take a bus into the city, downtown city. Right,
Yes,
from the gate right outside the walking gate.
they actually have buses that go between the installations, the little clusters,
Oh, cool.
but inside of it, for the most part, you can actually walk.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, that's
So it's
pretty
not
convenient.
bad. Yeah, so it is convenient, and they have walking gates just like they have up here in Humphreys, so you can actually walk in and walk to the PX if you needed to.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
nice. Yeah.
but it's very tiny. I would say about maybe, the whole thing combined. I don't know, a fifth of Camp Humphreys, 1/5 of it. Yeah, yeah, if that. So really small. But so Daegu is also known for Makchang, which is So Koreans eat lots of animal intestines. Makchang is one of them.
Innards.
Yeah.
They don't waste any parts.
They do not.
Yeah.
I actually became a big fan of that.
Yeah.
And then there was a restaurant about 5-minute walking distance, or maybe even less, from my apartment. We frequented, and then we actually became really good friends with the owner. And it was a makchang restaurant. So I have really good memories of it. I know they have it in in other regions of Korea too, but there's something about having makchang in Daegu that's hits a little bit different. So I miss that.
Makchang, is it like large intestine?
You know what? Just like all the other different parts of beef, pork. I don't know for sure.
Is it beef? Is it pork?
It is pork.
Okay.
It is pork. Yeah. Pork. Yeah. Hey, at least I know that part. So.
It's one of those is it small or large?
Larger, yeah. Yep. But it's very chewy. I know it's not for everybody, and it definitely has a very unique smell to it, and I think that turns off some people. Yeah. But I don't know. For me, I loved it. I loved it.
It wouldn't be my first choice to eat like intestines, but I enjoy it with a little soju and some beer and a good company.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
But if you grew up only eating like chicken breast and steaks,
right,
might be a bit of a big step to
for
try
sure.
It. But
what other meat would you put up there? Like besides that one. I don't what because there's quite a bit. Gopchang is out there, right?
Like yumtong.
Yeah. Yumtong is delicious. Yes, try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's kidney.
Yep.
What's kidney? Kongpat.
Is it kongpat?
Is that what they call it? Kan is liver.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Kongpat is kidney. I know.
All right. Almost Korean needs a Korean lesson.
That's why we're not full Korean.
Exactly. Hence the title. It makes sense.
Kongpat kidney is a little spongy.
Yes.
I'm not a big fan of that. And then like tripe, all that. Do you enjoy all of that?
For the most part, I don't really hate them. Tripe, I think I enjoy it more when it's in my bowl of pho. So yeah. We'll do that if we have a episode 2 of Vietnam. But yeah, so that's actually one of the well-known ones about Daegu. So I really enjoyed that. And not a lot of people know this, but Daegu actually has their own little tower, just like how Seoul has Namsan Tower.
What is that called?
Daegu 83, I want to say. So 83 floors. That's where you get the name, and it's in the middle of Daegu. Great view, and also it is actually either adjacent to it or part of an amusement park called eWorld. I have really fond memories of that. So eWorld is a very smaller scale amusement park. It's not anywhere close to like Everland or Lotte World. But that being said, it was also very affordable. It was about 10-15 minute driving distance from our apartment. Kids loved it. And as a matter of fact, they even had a foreigner deal where you can get a entry ticket for about $23, I want to say. Wow, it was at the time. Not as crowded. Yeah.
Is it more for like younger kids or
no? It's for both.
It's just a smaller.
Yeah, it's just a smaller scale. So we frequented quite a bit. I want to say we went at least, I would say, close to 10 times. I want to say. Wow. That was really good, and I think another opportunity that Daegu gave us was the proximity to the southern portion of the peninsula. So yes, Busan's pretty. Jeju Island is really pretty, but people don't realize there's a whole another aspect to Korea down south, especially the western portion of the south. And so some of the islands that we went to, Gyeongju Island and Namhae Island, and Namhae specifically stands out quite a bit because I would say our family had one of the most memorable trip there. Really pretty. Got to see some like local stuff. And it is definitely a charming little island that you wouldn't otherwise think about. So, yeah.
Namhae is what, south coast, basically?
It is. Like, I would say it's like somewhat in the middle and the very bottom of the peninsula. Right. And Gyeongju is like pretty close to it. Oh, as a matter of fact, we also went to Yeosu, which is another big town down south, and that was pretty too. So they have their own little charms, and obviously, once you go down south, you're not gonna have as much like um, social, you know, built up when it comes to the foreigner attraction. I want to say, but I think that's where the fun comes in.
So it's not as foreigner friendly, would you say?
Um, there's still a lot of travelers, but it's not like what you would see up in Seoul.
It's a little more navigation for the travelers, of course.
Definitely. I would definitely prepare a little bit more, look into it before you go down.
Daegu is kind of like central Korea, right?
It's a little more south. It's a little more south.
And it's how far is it from Seoul?
From Seoul, I would say it's about 3 hours.
3 hours.
A little bit more than 3 hours.
Driving.
Driving about 3 and some change, and the subway system. Well, in this case, you would have to take the train. But the good thing is we have our, bullet trains,
the high speed train.
Yep.
The KTX.
We got the KTX. We also have
new SRT.
SRT. So if you take the SRTs, it takes about 2 hours. I want to say a little less than that. Yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And the fact that you can go from Seoul to like Busan, which is like the southernmost city in Korea, in like less than 3 hours, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It also goes to tell you how small the country is. So if you really wanted to, you can explore quite a bit of Korea.
Yeah. So I just remember Daegu because there's this little like, I don't know if it's like it's part of a song or like a jingle that Korean people say with the geography of Korea. You know how like a lot of public transportation, cross city transportation is usually from like Seoul to Busan, right? That's like the main way, and then there's like Seoul, Daejeon, Daegu, Busan, Jigpo.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's been a while since I heard that.
So that's how I know like Daegu is one of them, like a bigger city, and then Daejeon is kind of on
his path.
North of the, So okay, cool. What are some other attractions in Daegu?
So not necessarily Daegu itself, but another cool thing about Daegu is that it is very close to some of the more historical regions in Korea. You got Gyeongju.
Have you been there?
I have.
I still haven't been there. I have to go down there.
There's a lot of like historical sites where if you're interested in the Korean history, there's a lot to see there. To include like Bulguksa, one of the one of the very famous temples in Korea is also located in Gyeongju, and Gyeongju is about, I want to say, maybe a little over an hour from Daegu, from what I remember. And Gyeongju actually kept the integrity of that portion really well. There's a lot of buildings, even for some of the modern buildings that are built with that Korean traditional taste to it, and I really appreciated it because, Korea's a war-torn country too from the Korean War in the 1950s, but I don't think Korea as a whole did a really good job when it comes to preserving a lot of those. Because, like, what I felt when I lived in Europe is that, oh man, despite devastating war that has happened, a lot of them did a great job at preserving that, and Korea didn't do so well. But Gyeongju, it was a little different. Yeah.
So part of that, the reason is because from what I read, that Japan deliberately destroyed a lot of the Korean historical buildings. And
that is a huge part of it.
Yeah. So, and the most famous one, the Gyeongbokgung, right? The palace in Seoul, where a lot of foreigners kind of dress up in Korean hanbok, like the traditional clothing. That whole palace was rebuilt.
Was the entire thing rebuilt?
I don't know if it's the whole thing, but I heard a lot of it was rebuilt from scratch because it was just burnt down.
That is not shocking. But okay. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I actually didn't think about that.
Yeah,
that was a huge part of.
Yeah, Gyeongju. I think this past year they held the APEC summit, which is like the economy, the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation. So they had all these economical like leaders from different Asian countries come.
That's
It
pretty
was like a
cool.
pretty big deal. I remember they were looking for some influencers to like come and record videos and stuff and promote it. I think I applied and I didn't get the call back.
Oh no. Dang.
That would have been a cool way to visit though.
Okay. Well, next time they do that, we need an almost Korean booth.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll have our two fans out there.
That would be still pretty cool though.
Yeah.
And actually Andong's really close too. And Andong is another
Yes.
very famous region.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, haven't you been there?
Yeah, so that was actually one of the places that I went as an influencer last year. I was a part of about 70 influencers that were invited to the city of Andong to promote it.
Mm-hmm.
And the mayor actually came out too.
No way.
At the conference
Okay.
where we kind of got together first, and that was really cool. He dressed in hanbok.
Oh wow.
Like bowed.
Yeah.
And he, like welcomed us with open arms.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool.
That's awesome. What did you guys do?
So they have this this huge convention center where you can hold huge meetings, conferences, and they also have like a traditional like village almost. It was kind of made there for, I guess, tourist attraction. You can wear hanbok and walk around, take pictures. What else do we do? They had us do like a scavenger hunt, broke into smaller groups. So I got to meet some other influencers as well. I'm hoping we can get some of them on here as guests.
That would be very fun.
Their experience living in Korea.
So is it safe to assume a lot of these influencers were non-Koreans?
Yeah, actually, so for that particular trip, we had about split like half foreign influencers and half Korean influencers.
Oh,
which was pretty interesting because some of the Korean influencers they didn't speak English all that well, but we all just got along.
yeah. Okay.
So that was kind of cool to
That's
see,
fun.
like, because I wouldn't really have a chance to meet that community, right? So yeah, Andong was really cool to see. They what else did we see? We had Andong jjimdak. Jjimdak is like the Korean braised chicken.
Ah, those are delicious.
Yeah, there's like a kormok, like a corner, or like in the market. There's like a huge street, just like all jjimdak there.
You know, I was always fascinated by those like streets of just like one particular item. Yeah. So like, I'm gonna just kind of go back to Daegu real quick, but Daegu also has a Makchang street.
Oh wow! So it's just a street of just intestines swirling everywhere.
Yes. Yeah, the smell is in the air.
So how do you choose if you're like a tourist or?
That's a good question. I don't know. Because like you would only imagine like because like you have to stay competitive if you're gonna be in that street, and I would imagine you can't be like that different from one another. Because otherwise, you know, like
but
you'll be driven
they
out.
always have like one or two that has a long line.
100%.
And then that's usually where you kind of go to be safe.
Yep.
But I don't know. I feel like you should give some love to
Absolutely.
the neighbor restaurants, right? Because at the end of the day, they're probably sourcing from like the same like wholesaler
for the
or
most
manufacturer, right?
For the most part.
I think a lot of those streets where they sell similar dishes or items, it's really all about the service, like the service, or like maybe you just kind of build a rapport with some of the owners and they hook you up with like extra stuff or extra banchan.
Right. Because I mean, like, you know, this is my personal opinion, but like experiences matter.
Yeah.
You know, like, I mean, yes, you can have the best food, but like, you know, if the service is like terrible, if they're not nice to you, if they're not professional, that's gonna build up that entire experience. Like to me, you know, when I go out to a restaurant to eat, like I kind of rate the whole thing as an experience, as a package. So yes, obviously how good the food is, that is a huge chunk. Don't get me wrong, but everything else also matters. And I think oftentimes like the ones that are popular, does make sure they do a good job of covering all the other aspects of that, of the customer experience.
I think it's I feel like going to one of those like saturated area where they sell similar dishes. Oftentimes, in order to stand out, a lot of the people that work there come outside and like they're a little pushy.
Oh yeah,
I do get a little intimidated.
Yeah.
Like so that actually kind of turns me off if they do too much.
of it.
So I just kind of walk around, maybe go to somewhere that's a little quieter. But I feel like you don't. Do you experience something like that in the States or other countries?
Oh, that's a good question. Man, I can't really think of too much other than maybe like, used car sales where they got those guys dressed
Yeah.
up in like Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, that's what. That's what I was picturing. Like,
Spinning those signs and
sleazy,
stuff.
like used car salesman. Like, hey, come here,
Yeah.
I'll give you $1,000 rebate, or I don't know.
I always wonder, how much are you guys getting paid for this? It's pretty hot outside in that costume.
Always wearing, costumes or those little,
Right.
like the dancing.
Yep.
I don't know what
the blow up things, right? Yeah, and I think as far as like people actually coming out and like trying to get customers, I think you see that in Asia quite a bit. We definitely saw that in Vietnam, right?
Yeah,
and I saw that in like when I visited Osaka in Japan too. There's quite a bit of that.
I think more in those like market
Yes.
settings, like open settings where you're just gonna walk by and they just kind of.
It's just like right there in front of you.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't see that at like department store, food court, or anything.
No,
Yeah,
no. Even in Asia, you wouldn't see that if you go to a department store
Right,
or nice establishment. You would not see that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, so Andong, that was a fun trip. I actually have relatives there, and I think I visited when I was really little before I came to the U.S. But I don't have a lot of memories. So this trip, other than like food and meeting influencer, we did get to see some cool sightseeing areas. We stayed at a hanok. Hanok was like a traditional Korean house, right?
I'm assuming you guys slept on the floor.
Yeah, yes, we did. Some of us stayed up a little too late. We just kind of passed out on the floor, but it was a nice camaraderie.
Yeah.
Just hanging out. We don't get to do that often, especially as a married, like a family man.
Sure.
Like,
For sure.
we don't get to just kind of sprawl out with like 10
Have a
other
night away from the family.
sleeping. Yeah, exactly. So that was a pretty cool experience. Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say, we were kind of in the southern area of Korea, so I wanted to briefly touch up on Busan. I know that's like a very. I feel like more recently it's become like a hot spot for these tourists. They're like, I want to say like there's level 1 tourists where they're like, oh, I just discovered Seoul and K-pop and K-wave. They're like, I love Seoul, it's cool. Yeah. But then it's like level 2, level 3 tourists are like, oh, I've been there, done that. The cool spot is like Busan and Jeju.
That definitely exists,
right?
What I mean by exists is like the level.
Yeah,
that definitely exists.
Yeah, they're like they're like this newbie. Like I've done that. I've been to Dongdaemun and N Tower. But yeah, Busan, I have a special place in my heart because my mom's family's from there.
Oh.
And we go. I've been there quite a few times since I've been in Korea.
Okay.
And it's just, I really like the vibe there. It's a nice mix of city and also the laid back beach. The food is great. I love some of their specialty foods that you can obviously find probably in Seoul, but it's not as prevalent. Let's say like the daejjimdak, like the pork broth soup.
Ah, so good.
It's in Seoul. I feel like you see more like the beef-based broth soup, right? I think that's more popular, but pork-based, I think it's originated in that region.
I believe Busan is like known for that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Daegu is huge.
Yeah, that's really good there.
Daegu also has some influence because of it.
Oh, did they?
Oh, they have some good Daegu places. Yeah.
What else do they have?
밀면?
밀면.
Milmyeon is another good one.
밀면 is almost like naengmyeon, like a cold noodle.
Cold noodle.
But the noodle's a little different. It's not made of buckwheat. I think it's all flour. So it's like it has a different type of chew. And then they put like different kind of maybe sauce.
And generally speaking, aren't they a little bit thicker? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So
yeah,
like the naengmyeon, the buckwheat noodle is like almost glassy, like it's very chewy. But 밀면, it has a
it's kind of like has a closer to a pasta.
Yeah.
Like feel. You know, if I had to put a texture, I would say a little bit closer to it.
Yeah. So that's a little different. And then sundae, they dip it instead of salt. They dip it in 쌈장.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah. Yes. So I actually grew up eating that because my mom's from that area. So I know there's like, in my experience, there's 3 ways to eat sundae, which is salt, like usually seasoned salt, and then 쌈장, and then 새우젓. 새우젓 is like the shrimp, salted shrimp.
Hey, you're making me hungry. I might need that during our intermission here.
with some liver and
maybe a 돼지국밥 too.
We can get that delivered.
Yeah, easily. Yeah.
So Busan, I always love going there. There's a lot to do. Very family friendly. Been to their famous Jagalchi 시장, which is a fish market.
Yeah,
seafood fish market. It's one of the biggest ones. So yeah, you get my mom's family loves eating squid sashimi.
Oh, okay.
And apparently it's very famous and fresh down in Busan. So every time we go there and meet family, we always have that. And the texture, you can imagine it's pretty chewy.
Yeah,
but it has a bit of a sweet, like buttery taste to it. It's pretty good. If you ever had it.
Yeah. So I would put Jagalchi 시장, that seafood market, at level 2, because a lot of foreigners probably heard of 노량진 시장.
Yes,
in
that's
Seoul.
The one in Seoul.
Yeah, that's like the most famous one. And by the way, be careful if you do go to one of these markets. Like foreigners, like tend to get scammed.
Oh, yeah.
So
because the pricing isn't always very transparent.
Yes,
right?
And it's not a set in stone price, so always bargain. Yeah. You never know what you might get. You might get away with.
So if you're non-Korean and never been to one of these places, but you're interested in visiting them, how it works is usually the fish market is on the first floor. All the vendors have pretty much similar pricing and similar, fish, shellfish, seafood items. A lot of times they do have pricing up there for like different fish, but it's usually by weight.
Right.
So people don't always know that.
Correct.
So you have to get the fish, and sometimes you have to kind of let them know, I just want like this much weight or this amount, like a dollar amount or one amount of fish. They'll like wait for you, cut it, fillet it. If you ask for a whole fish, you might end up with too much food, right?
Yeah.
So,
and let me tell you, these people will try to get your attention. Yeah.
They'll definitely They'll definitely come at you, maybe even grab your arm.
Yeah.
So be careful. But I think it's definitely worth experiencing once.
Absolutely.
It will be very helpful to have someone who can speak Korean with you.
Definitely.
To kind of navigate.
It also helps if you have little kids. You tend to get 서비스.
Yeah. So I actually took my American friends there to Noryang-jin.
Oh.
And they loved it. They love seafood in general. So they got to see, obviously I can speak Korean. So I don't think we got scammed. But it's the lady actually put on a performance. she was like, I was kind of hyping.
Yeah.
We're like, I'm here with my American friends and you're going to be in American social media. She was like, I didn't even do my hair today.
It's good.
She posed in front of the camera, took
That's
picture.
Cool. Yeah.
And our friend got a nice show out of it too.
Nice.
That was fun. And then yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, because you explained how it is in the first floor. Do you mind kind of expanding upon what's like on the other floors?
Yeah, so you actually pay for the fish and other seafood items you buy from that particular vendor, and they usually have connection with a restaurant that prepares the rest of the food, where you can sit down and eat with other accompaniments like banchan and like some like lettuce and all
Mm.
of that stuff. So usually the restaurant's upstairs, so they'll call whoever they're connected to with the restaurant owner, and then somebody will come down. They'll pick up the filleted fish, like the sashimi, and rest of the other seafood. They'll lead you up to the restaurant, and they'll seat you. They'll bring you, banchan side dishes, drinks, and if there's any other seafood items that needs to be like cooked, like steamed or stir fried or whatever, they'll do that there,
Mm.
and then they'll bring you out. So you get charged twice. You pay the seafood vendor at the fish market, and then you go up and you pay the restaurant.
For the
So they
preparation
usually kind
piece.
of charge each person a certain amount, and then whatever else you order there, they'll charge. So
Right, right.
that's usually how these fish market goes in Korea.
Yeah, I had a couple of experiences, and it's always been pleasant. It's fun. The whole experience itself is pretty fun. Yeah,
My friends
yeah,
loved it.
yeah.
Yeah, the fish. I mean, it can't get any fresher.
Yep.
Right? You literally they see
Just
you
saw it
catch
alive.
it out of the tank, and they fillet it, and then yeah. So I highly recommend if you ever visit Korea. It's a
Mhm.
one of a kind experience.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting because we got Seoul, we got Busan, Daegu, Daejeon, all these like big cities, but I
Mhm.
think you know the rest of Korea kind of gets forgotten a lot, right?
Mhm.
Because like the majority of the population is like focused on these like small little regions, and the rest is kind of in a way like left on its own. Yeah, have you seen those?
Yeah. So even Andong,
Yeah.
when I went visited there, of course, the convention center and all of that, it's super nice. It's super new. They're
Hmm.
trying to attract tourists, but a lot of these outside the area, it's kind of worn down. It's mostly elderly folks that are
It's not really
staying
well
there.
maintained, right?
All the young people want
Yeah.
to migrate to Seoul, right?
Hmm.
So a lot of these cities are actually trying very hard to promote as a destination to at least visit, right, as tourists, because people don't know. Like all the social media, if you see, unless you're Korean, most of these non-Korean social media is all about Seoul,
Yep.
like trendy, like convenience store
It's very
food.
focused on that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What's the hottest cafes in
Right.
Seoul? You know.
Right.
So and now I think Busan and Jeju are getting a little more traction as a place to visit outside of Seoul. But other than that, people don't know where
Still don't know.
Gyeongju or Daegu or
Yeah.
Andong is,
Or
right?
Gwangju, that's another big city down
Yeah.
south. People don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I understand if you're a foreigner visiting like 10-hour flight, they're gonna want to visit the most hot spots,
100%.
right?
100%.
But if you're a level 2, level 3
Yeah.
tourist, you came to
Yeah.
Korea a couple times, need to give these places a try for
I would
sure.
totally agree with that. I would
Yeah.
totally agree with that.
Yeah.
And as small as Korea is, like South Korea is like I want to say roughly about the size of the state of Indiana. So
Yes.
it is not that big,
No, it's not big.
But surprisingly, there's still a lot to see. I mean, just imagine, like in that small country, we have over 50 million people living. There's
It's
a lot.
pretty dense.
There's a lot. Yeah. And even now, I would say there's parts of Korea that I still could probably, uh, like explore. Mm.
For sure. I know we both live in Korea when we're younger,
Hmm.
right? So could you tell me a little bit about how it was in that general area where you grew up? You grew up in
Yeah.
Seoul?
So I grew up in Seoul, and it was from when I was 7 till I was 15. So me being young, obviously, like the range of what I explored was not that great compared
Mhm.
to being an adult because I'm not going out there exploring.
Right.
I'm not, driving around and seeing different places.
But have you been there? Have you been back there as an adult?
Yes, yes, I
And
have.
how was that?
So this time around, when I came back with my family, I brought my kids there. So I
Mm.
brought them back to the apartment that we used to live in, and there's a little
Uh,
playground.
The apartment still exists.
The apartment still exists.
Oh, so cool.
It's pretty old at this point, and like by Korea standard, I would say apartments that are, more than 15, 20 years is considered pretty old. So yeah, these are really old because like they were constructed before 1990. So now at this point it's going close to 40 years, or I think it might be even older than that. But the point is like, it just brought back a lot of good memories growing up.
Full circle, bringing
full
your
circle.
kids back there.
Full circle. So it was a very cool moment. I wish I could find pictures of me, back then, so I can kind of compare that with my kids playing there. But obviously a lot has changed. Korea just kind of transformed so quickly. You blink an eye and there's a new building, right? That's how it always is. But I could definitely see some of the elements that are left behind, when I was growing up. So that was a really special moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
What
awesome.
about you?
So I have a bit of a different experience because I grew up in the countryside near a coal mining town. So that's where I was born, and I grew up there until I was about 10 years old. So I do have some vivid memories uh, hanging out there. And so that the city is called Taebaek, and they're mostly known for right now. They have a Taebaek San, which is a mountain. I think it became a national park in Korea the last 20 years or so, from my recollection. So I actually took my family there as well with my kids.
Nice.
And unlike Seoul, I feel like a lot of things kind of stayed the
same.
Yeah. So I was there, until mid 90s. So 30 years.
Yeah.
So there's slight changes. I had a buddy who lived in these apartments. They finally tore down those apartments. So I visited there a couple times before, and those apartments did until recently.
Oh wow! Wow.
But the houses that we lived were still there.
Oh.
So we actually went up there to see if we can take a peek, but I don't think anyone lived there. And the door was locked.
Okay.
So we peeked into the neighbor, and it's super dilapidated. No one's living there.
Wow. Okay.
I visited my arcade that I used to go to.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, so I went with my family and also my American friends that I took the fish market to.
Yeah.
So they really wanted to see my childhood home. So yeah, I mean Taebaek, it's like eastern side of Korea, very mountainous because it used to be a coal mining town, and people are still there. You can still see stacks of coal yantan, those cylindrical charcoal that we use to heat up the rooms.
Right.
So they still use that there. But yeah, again, these towns, they're really trying to survive they're trying to survive with tourism. And I think besides during peak times, so that area, I think they attract people because of skiing, ski resorts, and they also have a casino not too far at Gangwonland, which is the only casino that's legal for Korean locals.
Oh, it's legal for Korean locals?
Yeah.
I thought it was legal for all Koreans. And
legal, it
wow,
is legal for Korean. I think it's the only one.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Gangwonland.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not too far.
Yeah.
I think I have one of my cousins that actually worked there as a dealer.
And that region is also really pretty in the fall time, isn't it?
Yeah. So that area is known for really good potato. And obviously mountains everywhere. I didn't realize when I was little, if you look 360, you can literally see mountains. So it was a really small town, but yeah, I mean cities like that. I still have family that's living there, but it's again mostly elderly folks.
Right.
I took my kids to my elementary school. We used to have at least 5-6 classes per grade, and now you can see the grade number from the windows outside, and it's just one class.
Oh wow, that's it.
And all the extra classrooms that they have, I think I saw one of them in English Village, is like decorated outside. So I guess they're using these extra classrooms to have specialized classrooms. And I read somewhere that a lot of these countryside, they're reutilizing these classrooms for elderly folks who never learned Korean. So
Okay.
they're having these grandmas and grandpas come learn, because a lot of them are illiterate. You know, they
Right.
grew up in that wartime, so they're kind of repurposing the
Wow.
classrooms that
That's
way
actually
too.
pretty cool though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty
It's
cool.
serving a purpose because it definitely is a concern, with like the birth rate going down. There's a lot of schools that are kind of closing down because of it. So that's a real life example right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it was really cool having my kids run around at the school that I
Yeah.
used to go to.
Yeah.
So
Full circle moment, man.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
I guess you got to see a little bit more of the integrity intact. I mean, so did I. But I think definitely being in Seoul, I definitely noticed a lot more changes.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like everything just changes.
Oh, so quickly.
I even how long did I taught English about 15 years ago,
Hmm.
and so much changed in
So
15
much.
years in Seoul. And
So much.
I go back to like a certain subway station. You know, when you exit out, you kind
Hmm.
of remember that spot,
Yep. Yep. I know what you're
and I'm
talking
like,
about.
where am I?
Yeah.
Like maybe like couple chain restaurants like
Yeah.
still there, but even like some of those chain like bars that I used to go to,
They
they're no
changed
longer
too.
there.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. Wow.
I don't know if you remember like Wa Bar or like
I
yeah,
do.
they're not
I
around,
don't think I've seen
man.
it this time around.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't recall that.
yeah. I think we wanted to talk about traveling in Korea this episode, and we don't want to like focus on Seoul. We don't want to like beat down on, because if
I
you
think
want
there's
to,
plenty of that already.
yeah, exactly. There's
It's
so much
been
content out there about
absolutely.
Seoul. Yeah, if you want to do a Seoul, here's a quick itinerary. If you visit Seoul, I will say stay near Myeongdong area. I know it's a bit of a tourist trap, but I think it's worth a visit once.
I agree.
Yeah, Myeongdong.
There's so much to see up there.
Yeah,
There is so
that's
much
a
to see
very
up there.
central spot. There's
100%.
street foods. You know, if it's your first time, I think it's pretty cool. It
Yes.
might be a little overpriced.
A lot of
There's
good markets there, right? A lot of good
yeah,
markets up
yeah.
there.
Gwangjang Market
Yep.
is very famous because
Food
of that
centric.
Netflix.
Yep.
If you want those, the knife cut noodle kalguksu
Yeah.
and
Yep.
other
Yep. Yep.
things, you can visit the N Tower. That's very famous. What else? The Hangang, the Han River.
Han River.
So I think that's one thing. I wouldn't say it's overrated. There's a lot of beautiful parks along the Han River in Seoul, right?
Korea does a really good job of that, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, the side of it, by the
Yeah.
river. They really developed that so that way it's like family friendly. You can
Mhm.
do a lot of activities there. There's a lot of pretty things to see.
Yeah, for
Great view.
sure. When my brother visited in Korea, I took him to the Yeouido
Yep.
Park, and we did the whole Hangang Ramen
Oh, you
by the
gotta.
river. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's one other thing. We order like fried chicken. You can borrow it. That's also really cool because there's all these vendors that let you rent like the blankets, little tables, so you can eat there,
Mm.
and you return it when you're done. It's
Nice,
really well
nice,
done.
nice.
So
Yeah, I haven't done it this time around, but yeah, that's pretty cool.
any other like must see in Seoul? Seoul
So,
travel?
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody heard of
Something a little,
Gangnam,
yes, maybe
right?
something a
But
little different.
yeah, Gangnam is not so much where you would see a whole lot of stuff. I wouldn't like necessarily recommend staying there. It's definitely worth checking it out for
Mm.
sure. But outside of those, yeah, I'm trying to think here. Shoot, there's a lot of cafes.
A lot of cafes. A
Yes.
lot of K beauty,
Yeah. Yeah.
skincare, especially in Gangnam.
Mhm. Now, you know what? This is not so Korean. However, Itaewon, which was known as the American town, has become one of the trendiest spots in Korea.
Mm.
It's kind of worth checking it out. It's kind of cool. It's like you go to LA and you check out K Town, or you go to New York and see Chinatown. Like it's like their own American town. It's a small strip, relatively small strip, and it's I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time here, especially when you're coming to Korea to check out Korea. But I think it's pretty cool checking it out.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's any unique spots that are a bit of a hidden. gem, if you will.
Hidden.
Because like Hongdae,
it's very young people centric.
Gangnam,
Itaewon. Seongsu-dong is actually pretty cool. There's a lot of trendy spots there. But once again, I wouldn't say it's like necessarily Korea flavor. It's just very modern. Just very modern. You'll just notice that it's a lot of like built up places. Besides that, I would say where Lotte Tower is, one of the tallest skyscrapers in the world. That region is pretty cool. There's also a little lake right there.
Yeah, there's Lotte World if you have kids or if you want to go on a date.
Yep, Lotte World right there with the amusement park, right? And then on top of that, like during springtime, when cherry blossom season is in, that region is beautiful. I would highly recommend that.
Yeah, I went there actually with Robert and my friend. He came
did you?
It was like five dudes walking around. Cherry blossom. That's fun. And then we went up to Lotte Tower.
Oh, okay.
That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah. So
I think Seoul's really cool. There's a lot of things to see, but I would definitely give all these other places that we just mentioned, give it a shot.
Yeah. There's so much more we can talk about. How nice the subway systems are, the bus systems. But yeah, maybe we can do another episode.
Yeah, I think maybe transportation alone could be an episode.
That's true.
Yeah, I have a lot to talk about that.
Yeah, how crazy the taxi drivers are here.
But also how convenient it is to get cabs and maybe like Teddy, subway versus train.
Yeah, for sure.
The Kakao T app.
Yeah. Korea, they have their own Uber. They do have Uber here.
They do.
But they use a Kakao taxi.
Did we just come with an idea for our next episode?
Yes.
All right. Well,
talk about that.
Yeah, I think.
We can wrap up here. If anyone listening or watching, you guys have any questions on some of the places that we mentioned, we would happily provide our responses. So
absolutely, let us know.
All right, that's it for today.
All right, peace out. Take it easy.